What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Buds, Bros, and Superheroes. I am one of your hosts, Nick James, and
Big Body Biggz, the can of pimp,
is with me as always. We're going to start this episode off. This is episode 14. And if you're new to the show, thanks so very much for checking us out. Let me tell you how things are going to go. Buds, Bros, and Superheroes is more than a name. It's exactly the three topics in which we'll cover here. Buds will be about marijuana, Bros will be about our daily lives, and Superheroes will be a movie that we watched about some superheroes. I know, we didn't bury the lead, guys. We're not that clever, but we are that fun. So thanks for checking us out. Episode 14 is going to get started right now, and I kind of want to catch everybody up because we had to take a week off. You weren't feeling well. What happened, man? How you feeling now?
Man, I'm feeling like $1 million now, you know? It was a disaster, bro. From like the Friday before last, the Friday before Thanksgiving, I cut my thumb. I think I was talking about that on the last episode. And then that Sunday, I must have slept wrong or something. I don't know, man. My back was fired up. Like, literally, I was upstairs for like 2 days. You know what I mean? Then my foot, my ankle. I don't know what I did to that. I just felt like a little pop in it. So I was like off that for another 2 days. You know, I had to ice it up and all that stuff. So I didn't really do much but chilled with the fam.
Nice.
You know?
All right, well, we're happy to have you back, man. Thanks.
Yeah, man. It was a rough week.
Yeah, really. You know, we were trying to get it out for the longest time, and, you know, if your back's feeling better, and then the ankle went, and then all that, and just, now we had to take that week. And, you know, it's a holiday week anyway. It's awesome, though. Happy to have you back.
Yeah, we're cool now, you know?
Well, you know, now with you back, you know, we can fully get the show started, and let's do that with a little bit of Buds. So, for the longest time during this, how many times, episode 14 we're recording right now, in the last 13 episodes, how many times do you think I've looked at you and gone, have you ever seen Pineapple Express?
Probably 6-7 times.
It's got to be at least half, right?
Right.
So this week, these last 2 weeks, we finally got a chance to watch it. So you saw Pineapple Express. What'd you think?
I didn't like it that much for a weed movie.
Okay.
I just thought it was okay, but I just thought there was too much going on. You know.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like,
definitely an action
like
flick with
this,
weed in
then
it.
that, then this, then yeah. And you know what? It's hard for me. I don't know about other people, but it's hard for me to watch like a person who's in other movies that were pretty much always serious, and then they come and they're playing like a comedy type of action movie. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a person like Seth Rogen playing a serious role in a real movie, like real serious movie. It'd be weird to me, you know. I'd be waiting for him to be funny every time.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we have two ferocious pit bulls, and the mail just came, if you heard. So Pineapple Express came out in 2008. It's about 2 hours long. Stars Seth Rogen, James Franco, Gary Cole, Danny McBride is in there. But that doesn't stop. You know, we got Craig Robinson, Kevin Corrigan, Rosie Perez, just a buttload of people in this. And I think they all have a lot of fun. You know, that's what I like about it is, like, I know they set out to make an action movie that had weed in it. And I don't know, I've never seen that before. So you said you don't really count it as a weed movie. What would your, like, best weed movie be then? Just so I understand where you're coming from a little bit better.
Oh, wow. Best weed movie. I don't know if I have a actual weed movie. They have weed in the movies, you know, like Blow. I like that movie, even though it's more of a cocaine movie. But there's a lot of marijuana going on in that. I like How High, you know.
Oh, that
was classic.
Classic. What about Half Baked?
Half Baked is one of my classics, I would say.
I think that's got to be my favorite one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Between that and Next Friday, I like that one too. There's a lot of weed going on in that. But yeah, those are some good movies.
That's kind of what I like about Half Baked too. Is like if you remember, like the last scene, it gets really actiony, and that's how this whole kind of movie was. You know,
right.
So I kind of I don't know. I like it obviously because I keep talking about it a lot. I think that opening scene with Bill Hader is my favorite thing on film, maybe. Where he's like, they're talking, they get him really high. So the premise is, for anybody who hasn't seen it, they get Bill Hader high in a bunker underground. The government is they. So they could test whether or not weed should be illegal or not. So he's fucking blazed as shit. And he's sitting there, and when he starts doing the jazz thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
I do that shit all the time now. So like if I'm trying to have a serious conversation and somebody's like just pissed me off, I'll just go and wait for them to start back up and just so they get him really high and another guy comes in and he's like, well, when you think of your superiors, what do you think? And eventually he goes, fuck you. And that's why weed is. And the whole movie then goes on with this guy who accidentally sees a murder when all he was trying to do was just deliver a summons. And they go on a wacky adventure.
Real wacky.
Now, what did you think of James Franco? Have you ever had like a dealer like that?
No, he was cool. It was just a lot going on. Little sections of boom, 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 boom. Like when he climbed up out of the tunnel or little whatever hole, and it was all fire, and his legs were still fire. I'm like, wow, this is still going on.
Yeah.
You know?
And then after that, they're all in a diner, and you're like, when the fuck is this going to end?
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. Jesus.
But there's a conflict with the Asians in there that gets in there, and then all of a sudden it's a drug war is happening all simultaneously. I think it's great because the plot is so thick, but meanwhile, the main two characters really have nothing to do with it.
All because
they fell upon it.
Yeah. All because he dropped a joint after he saw the murder, and they smelt it. They picked the joint up and smelt it. I was like, no.
That's how rare Pineapple Express is supposed to be in this movie, though, that he was the only guy getting it in.
True.
So I did like that, too. I liked the cross joint, like the hurricane season was over. Everything, I don't know why James Franco in this movie, just absolutely everything he says and does is my favorite.
Well, I watched 2 seasons on HBO of a show called The Deuce, where he's like the main character and he has a fake twin brother. It's set in the 70s with pimps and shit like that.
So does he play himself then in both roles?
Yeah, kind of. It's not him actually he's playing, but he's playing himself. Do you know what I mean? He's playing
one
himself.
actor is playing twins.
Yeah, he's playing twins, so it's pretty cool. You know, the one's the bad brother who's hanging with the gangsters and the mafia, and the other one's just a bartender trying to make a living, but ends up kind of getting into the brothel business and shit like that. It's pretty cool.
That sounds cool. I like movies like that. It automatically makes me think of, I think the one was called Legend with Tom Hardy. He plays brothers in Britain. I don't even want to guess at a time frame because I don't know. But they had automobiles, so.
Right.
And then the other one that's a little bit, I like Army Hammer. Have you seen The Social Network, a.k.a. the Facebook movie?
I think I fell asleep watching that shit.
That one's really long.
I did start to watch it.
It's so good. Anyway, he plays the Winklevoss twins, and he's got one of my favorite lines ever. So there's 3 people in the room. 2 of them are the twins, so it's really the one actor, right? So they're talking. They're like, we got to make him do this. And he says, how are we going to make him do this? And Army Hammer, one of the twins, goes, I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and there's 2 of me.
Damn.
I think that shit's funny. Yeah, they were like crew rowers. Anyway, really off topic here, but I do like when actors get to play 2 different roles because that must be so fun for James Franco to be like a conservative bar guy and then also get to be the badass. You know, you get to be the Michael and the Corleone.
Yeah.
Like, you got everything in there.
It was pretty cool.
What was the name of that again?
The Deuce.
All right, I'll figure that out. I want to look
Check
that
it
up.
out.
Overall, what would you rate this movie?
I would give it oh my goodness. Maybe you know I'm tough. So I got 6.5.
Not bad.
6.5. Yeah, it's
passes.
decent. It was decent. Just a little too much. I think I wanted it to end like 30 minutes before it ended. 20 good minutes before it ended. You know, once they started driving down the street with the blood and the guts or whatever was all on the window,
and slushies,
or slushies, slushies. Actually, when they hit dude, like, what?
I love it though when he's like, "Should I kick out the window? Isn't that what they do?" And he goes to kick it out, and his foot just sticks out.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh God, Jesus."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's one of the dumbest car chases ever filmed, and that's why it fits so well. Like, why did you stop? I don't know. I figured she would. And then she just shoots some innocent bystander and goes, sorry, and just drives off.
So, look, you watched Do the Right Thing with Rosie Perez in it, and I just think she was really good in that, but I think she was terrible in this. That's just my opinion. I don't think she, I don't know, man. It was like she was acting too much. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. See, when I call that, when I don't know where it started, but I call that, can you sniff them acting, you know?
Thank you.
And that's what it is.
Couldn't
you
have been said better.
All over her. Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. That's one of the things that really, truly bothers me about it. It's just...
Yeah, I said no. She's just, no.
She's not sleuthy enough for a bad cop. It's too on the surface.
Right. Like she would have been better off just playing the guy's girlfriend, like the guy in the house.
Ted.
Yeah. She would have been better.
The one cop, the one we're talking about who actually gets him in the back of the car. Like, I saw kids coming around this corner with eyes redder than the devil's dick. When she's like, I thought I knew something was going on in this department. And it's like, yeah, you should have, because she's not acting well. Like, it is written all over her face, double agent, like, bad cop.
Right.
Also, like, I love her and stuff, but that opening scene to Do the Right Thing, like the credits opening with her dancing too hard, it makes me so uncomfortable. Like, for a little bit, I don't mind it, but it goes on for so long. Yeah. And, like, I love Spike Lee, and everything else in that movie is so good, but, like, one or two shots of, like, that funk face, like, she's just giving it, and it's good, but when you have to look at it for more than 5 seconds, then you're like, ooh, it kind of looks like you're holding in a do. Like, you got to go? Like, what's up? Right? Like, it's just too much.
Yeah, there was a little bit too much.
A little too much. But I fucking love that movie, man.
Yeah, the movie was hot.
I think that's hitting an anniversary soon.
I remember when it came out, there was only 3 types of Jordan, maybe 4 or 5 tops, but pretty much 3 types of Jordans made. And they were like, it was crazy back then. Like, you were just born pretty much. But like in New York and Philly and other big cities, people were stealing them right off of people's feet.
Shoes.
Yeah, the Jordans, like the first 3 sets of Jordans, like the first 3 pairs of Jordans that came out.
Yeah, that's something crazy to me. Like, how many styles of Jordans are there now? Like, I don't know. There's shoes. Like, in my mind, it's like saying a Converse or like saying a Nike or saying. So to think about that time where it's like, yo, look at those. Are those Jordans? Like, yeah, there's only one pair. Of course, those. Like, like that's fucking weird to think about. It's like thinking too. Like, we have this refrigerator. It's the first one.
Right.
Like, what
the
fuck
first refrigerator.
So one thing that maybe next time they could put more in to the Pineapple Express, at the end, in the same bunker in which Bill Hader was being interrogated in the first one, ends up being the evil guy's lair. So what did you think of that gross setup in the center there? And I don't think that it would work. They seem to have too many strands. I don't know. The hydroponics look really good in it, but I just don't understand the lighting situation and how they would do that.
To me, it wasn't even so much about the lighting. It was more about the spacing between the plants. I was like, nobody would ever have that much space between fully grown plants, because you would know if you're growing at that level, you should know, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is the strains I'm running, and I know they're going to get this wide. But there was like room for an extra plant pretty much. You could have 4 or 5 plants in the 3 plants they had, in the space they had in 3 plants.
Oh, so you're saying they didn't use it well?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You could have put maybe another 1/4 of a grow in there.
So also, like you're saying, if they were this good, they would have known that. So for you, that also threw it off?
Not that it threw it off. I just was like, I would never have my grow room looking like that. It just looked empty almost, like it was like too spaced out,
Yeah.
And if you have lighting all over the place, you want to get as much of a yield as you can get.
If you're going to pay for the light space, yeah, you might as well.
Might as well. Fuck spacing it out. You got to give it a little room, but Jesus, like, there was room.
I'm going to have to watch it again just for that.
I
wonder if they had, like, a weed consultant, because I know Seth smokes a lot, but, like, that would have been something. I think he even has a Canada strain now that came out afterwards. I'm almost sure he's a weed entrepreneur even.
Yeah?
So maybe now he looks back at that and he's like, I should have maybe put some more weed in there.
Yeah.
That's my Seth Rogen.
But for fake plants, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice and budded out, ready to get cut down. They look to me.
Yeah. Yeah, they were definitely at the end there.
Yeah.
Beautiful, though. It was sad to see as they were going through shooting everything. Bobby Lee is in that movie. You wouldn't see him, but I love him. Shout out Tiger Belly. Is another great podcast if you're looking for podcasts. I love that one. He's in it. Just thought I'd shout that out.
Right.
But going on after that, there's not really much more of the weed. I'd say there's really only 2 weed scenes, and it's that first one when he's trying to buy it, and he's like, I love how he explains the making of Pineapple Express. Like, if that Afghan Kush and that Kush had a baby, and by those 2 chances, those babies met and fucked. I mean, again, I don't know why everything he does in that movie, I just love.
And speaking of that, I would love to get to a point where it's legal out here and I could finally start like running strains with each other, crossing them, having babies of certain things, aka seeds.
Oh, I would love that so much. Yeah, I think
Be
we talked
cool,
about that
man.
in a previous episode. Just again, I'm just so nerdy scientific wise of like, I made this would be fun
Right.
enough. And then on top of that, like I made this and then I made this and then I made the fuck. So
Yeah.
I really made this.
Like,
Like only one person is growing this strain and it's me because I fucking made it. Like that's cool.
just so people know, you don't have to be a big, huge grower all on YouTube or anything else to mix some strains and come up with some fucking fire. Like, you can come up with a cup winner right in your basement. It depends on what you're doing, what you're doing it with, So that's cool.
Did you hear that the dispensary around here, the one up by the Krispy Kreme, is like gonna double everything? They hope to double, like bringing so many jobs and stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at that actually, but I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, not now per se. Like, not now I can't, but if it were to get legal out here, right? Which I believe in the next couple of years it will. Time flies. I would look at trying to get a job in there, maybe.
Why wouldn't you do it now? And it is legal for you to get a job in there now.
Because you have to have like a cultivator's license and all kind of shit. I was talking to the one guy up there Beyond, and he was telling me about it, So he was like, as of now, because it's medical, it has to be like, you have to have a horticulture degree and all that shit.
Interesting.
Which, whatever you got to do, there's rules to everything. So whatever you got to do. But some of the best growers in the world never went to school for shit,
Oh yeah, yeah, I totally.
Straight up.
Some of the best people in the world never went to school for shit.
Right.
I just found out the kid from Dunkin' Donuts, the guy who made Dunkin' Donuts, dropped out in like the 5th grade because he needed to get a job.
Damn.
Yeah. And a lot of people want to say Ray Kroc was the motherfucker going around, screwing the McDonald's brothers and saying, hey, let's franchise. But Dunkin' Donuts was, again, one of the guys. He was like, franchising is going to be the way of the future. I guarantee it. And it fucking is in terms of mass marketing.
Right.
Anyway, that's still so much off topic. Let's get into, if you want, if we can, some bros. Because we were going to have a day after Thanksgiving episode. But like we talked about a little bit earlier, life happened. So let's talk about how was your Thanksgiving.
Fucked up. No, my Thanksgiving was cool. I just stayed home with the fam, We didn't want to travel and go see other family with this corona bullshit going on. It's just starting to get crazy, So we just chilled. She went up her mom's the night before and helped cook, and then came home, and we just chilled, man. I took it easy, iced my ankle up, and that's it, man. How about you?
I have to watch the parade. So I was more than thankful that the Macy's Day Thanksgiving parade went on. So there wasn't a crowd and shit. I don't know what it is, but I have to fucking watch that parade. If not, is it Thanksgiving?
I usually check the parade out, even if it's 5 minutes. I always check it out, and I swear to God, I went to check it out, and I'm like, it's not even going to be on. Like, I'm not checking. I didn't even think to look at it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I wish I did.
And the fucking kicker about it, too, is, in years past, maybe not last year, I can't remember, but I remember maybe the year before that, where it was cold. Just cold, and people are bundled up, and those fucking assholes, Al Roca and Hoder, and all those people are sitting around bundled up like motherfucking shit piss, it's cold. And, like, this year is like, it's 59 degrees out, and it's sunny as balls, and I was just like, God damn, man, if I was one of those families who went every year and, like, froze the last 2 years and, like, the 1 year we're not going, it's the nicest day of the year to fucking do it. And I don't know. Ironic? Is that ironic?
No,
and ironic.
And speaking of parades, I always hated the Christmas parade because it just was too cold. My daughter was, like, when we first started bringing her down there, she was really young, like 2 years old. And I'm like telling her mom, she's not going to remember this. Why are we down here for 2.5 hours? It's like, you're really watching it. She's not paying attention. Maybe a little bit, but she couldn't tell you what the fuck was going on nowadays,
Oh, I do. I'm almost happy I don't think I'll ever be a parent because, like, I would be that guy. Like, I can't stand.
Like, watch it on TV.
I can't stand. I used to work at Disney for a very short time back in the day, and we'd see people with newborns.
Yeah, like,
and
why?
2-year-olds, and it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? Like, you'll
Right.
have the pictures, you guys have the memories, but don't say you're bringing them here for them.
Right.
Like, they're never gonna remember.
No, and we want to take our son to Disneyland, Disney World, and anything we could get him to one day, but not now.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna wait until he could be like, "Wow," and always remember it. You
And
know,
you can turn to him and be like, son, do you remember waiting online for Pirates of the Caribbean? And he'll go, yes, Dad, that's where. And
Right.
it will be a memory rather than, hey, do you remember this? No. And then you tell him, and then you tell him, and then you tell him, and then by the time he's a man,
Show
he's
him
like, oh, wait,
pictures.
wasn't that? And then he's got false memories. Because I have a lot of
Right.
weird false memories of like, no, there's no way you remember that, Nick. And it's like, I must have seen enough pictures and heard the stories
Right.
enough times that I built it in my head.
right.
Like, those aren't real memories. Like, make sure that the fucking kid remembers standing in line and walking around and getting a jolly lollipop that he's never
And
going to
remembers
finish and
taking
shit.
these pictures that you took with
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse or Superman or the Super Ninja Turtles. You know how they have characters walking around in
Neither
some
of
of
those
these
guys are
places.
gonna be there.
No.
No.
I love it.
The first one.
I'd
What was
want
the first one you said?
Superman
Mickey
there.
Mouse will
Mickey
be there
Mouse.
for sure. Yeah,
at
Superman, no.
Disney. He'll be at Disney.
Yeah, no, like he could do Hercules or Aladdin or some shit. That was funny. Yeah, and again, maybe it's just me being super biased because the first time I went, I was 10, and I remember it.
Right.
Everything.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you shouldn't have your little 1-year-old, 2-year-old, even 3, 4. Like, it's cool if you could do it continuously every year or every couple of years, but they're not going to remember those first couple of years, man.
Yeah, I
First
don't
4
think so.
years, it's not. You're going for yourself, really.
To
And
say that we went as a
just-
family when they were
yeah,
babies, which is
yeah.
again fine, but then just make sure that that's your focus.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you are there.
Right.
And to me, it's just too fucking expensive. If you're gonna build false
Too
memories, bring them to
expensive.
Knoebels. They'll never like. No, that was Disney. Trust me, they'll never know.
Sure.
Fuck them.
You know?
See, and that's why I won't have kids because I have fake kids, and I just went fuck them. And that's why I won't procreate.
I mean, as a kid,
Oh.
for me as a kid, like we didn't ever talk about going to friggin' Disney anything. It was Naog Park and Rocky Glen up in Music when it was still a park, like little places around here. It wasn't nothing big, so I would love to be able to take them, but I'm not taking them now.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
have the money to anyway, but I wouldn't take them, even if I did.
No,
know,
that
I
was our
just-
one and only trip to Disney as a I'm from a quote unquote standard nuclear family: mom, dad, sister, brother, and all 4 of us went once, and I was 10. Like since there, like I said, I worked there, so both parents were down there. Like everybody's been there at different times, but all 4 of us have not been there ever. Like that was the trip.
Right.
And then, like I'm talking about, we hit Knoebels a lot.
Right.
A lot. Like we
Yeah, I
used to
love
camp there a
Knoebels.
lot. One of my favorite memories is we camped there. Our plot was close to a roller coaster that they were building and working on, so it ran all night long. And like eventually my mom and they were like, this sucks, and they're like, all right, yeah, you're right, that sucks. Do you want to ride it? We're like, what? And they're like, yeah, just come here before the park opens and we'll just let you on. And
Fuck, that's sweet.
I hope that's a big enough sorry. And we were like, yeah, that works. So, like, it was me, my sister, and we were with my aunt, who's not really my aunt by
Yeah.
blood or anything. It's just our moms, And they were like, do you want to go? And, like, boom. And we'd pull back up and be like, do you want to switch seats? And be like, no, just go again. And the guy would just let us. Like, we went on 5 times, 6 times in a row.
See, we live 10 minutes from there in Danville, and the fucking pizza up there is so good, bro. We would just order pizza up there. We'd try to go up there some days and just go there just for pizza and then leave. Like, I used to love the pizza at Knoebels. I
Interesting.
love it.
I'll have to retry that.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to make it through all this. Because they were kind of small to begin with, right?
Though, I mean, if they come out with a vaccine, everybody's good after that. I would think, if they. Would you take the vaccine?
No, not unless I needed it.
I'm
I'm not
scared
an
because it's so.
anti-vaxxer, but I don't know.
My thing is, I'm just scared because it's so quick. It's not like it's years of, like, is a fucking thumb gonna grow out of my shoulder or some shit?
That's
like,
why. I need to have at least 10 years of evidence that this is going to be
everybody
okay.
that's taking this vaccine going to fucking die from cancer of the fucking balls and whatever?
What if I grow a tail? I would take 10.
You know what I mean?
I want a tail so bad.
Like, no, I don't want a tail.
Dude, imagine
I'd rather
wings.
wings.
I'm sitting right here. Ooh, wow. Between tails and wings, yeah, I'd choose wings.
Fuck
now, are you
yeah.
giving up your arms to get wings? Like
No, just put
just
the
out of your
fucking
back?
wings on, yeah.
Out of your shoulders?
Yeah. Just let me be able to fly where the fuck. I don't have to take Uber, Lyft. I don't need a car, you know. Can't
What if it's
carry,
raining?
can't. Fuck it. Waterproof wings, Jack.
All right, now what about this, though? To make sure that your wings can carry you, like birds do, all the rest of your bones have to become hollow. So therefore, you're twice, if not 3 times likely to break something.
We'll make the wings titanium. We'll make the bones out of titanium steel.
Yeah, but then you're too heavy. That's why I'm saying.
All right, aluminum.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. What is that thing they make bikes out of to make them super light?
No.
I don't know. Do we have any bikers listening? Want to let us know? Sorry, I just had another weird tangent. One of my funniest jokes, it comes out of Super Troopers, where these 2 people are trying to meet up clandestinely, and they're like, all right, show up as bikers. And the woman shows up in leather jacket and big aviators. Her hair looks all blown out from being on a motorcycle. And this guy shows up in one of those unitards with, like, the little, and he goes, oh, bikers. I'm an idiot. Just,
Damn. No, I didn't see that.
oh, that movie's pretty fucking, like, it is maybe the dumbest movie in the best way.
And what was it called?
Super Troopers.
Oh, I've seen parts of that. See, I've seen parts of a whole lot of movies. See, my problem with seeing parts of movies is I can't watch a movie at night. Period.
Just out.
Yeah, I can't go to the movie theaters at night. I'm falling asleep. It's over. You know?
Yeah.
I fell asleep in courtrooms. I think I was telling you.
You did.
You know, and like I just can't. It's gotta be in the morning. You know?
Yeah.
To watch a movie, like I have to be like just woken up and have a coffee and I'm chilling. Like if I watch a movie at night, I gotta watch it again or record it and blah blah blah. You know, so like the movies we're talking about today, I watched them last week, but a week went by and I was like, you know what? I need to just go over these movies again because I'm not good with memory. My memory's fucked. It really is. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not bothering nobody.
No. So let's round back to Thanksgiving, if you don't mind. Did you have the quote-unquote traditional meal? Anything stand out? Anything super good this year?
She made biscuits. You know, the ones you pop open and shit, but they were so good, bro.
You mean adult jacket boxes?
The Pillsbury, I don't know what the fuck. They like peel. They peel off the top.
Flaky ones.
Yeah, the flaky ones. They were so good with a little butter on them, baby. Ooh. You know, gravy and the cranberry and the stuffing and all that shit.
Now,
yeah.
Cranberry, do you go can or natural?
Can. Fuck the natural
Thank you.
berry shit. Ugh.
I mean, I don't eat either, but I do like people who are like, fuck it, give me the can. Give me the processed. Because that's actually the whole theme of my menu this year was processed Thanksgiving. We called it fast food Thanksgiving. It was actually pretty good because I liked that. So it was stovetop stuffing, Kraft macaroni and cheese, instant bagged mashed potatoes, and a turkey loaf.
Mm.
And a lot of people out there, including my mom and my sister, cringed at it. They were just like, ugh. But for me,
Kraft macaroni and cheese?
sir, you're walking on eggshells. What do you... Kraft
Huh?
macaroni and cheese is the fucking best
Yeah,
thing
but
to ever
not
be.
on Thanksgiving. You
It
got to
was
have
amazing.
that homemade. Watch, I'm going to hook you up. Watch.
Next year, I know. Next year, I want to do a real one, and I'll work at it. But this was my first Thanksgiving in my house, and I wanted all the crappy foods that I never got when I
said,
grew
I
up.
want
you know?
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
You couldn't even get Velveeta. You just
No,
Jesus.
Velveeta is good, but it's too rich. It's too much. Like I can eat a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese in a sitting. I can't eat a half a box of Velveeta. It's just too. I'm sorry, podcast listeners, but I got to do it with my mouth. It's too much of that when I'm eating it. I'm just like, oh Jesus.
No. I like the Velveeta over Kraft. I like Kraft, but I like the Velveeta over Kraft. I like those little shells. You know what I mean?
I do.
And the cheese tastes better to me. Like, I would take that cheese and put it on French fries. You know what I mean?
I do.
Baked potato.
Yeah.
You can't do that with Kraft.
That's true.
You know?
I wonder if you were just to mix the powder, like everything but the noodles, if you would get a creamy cheese sauce. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
You'd
half a
have to
stick
put
of
it-
butter, 1/4 cup of milk, and the packet of cheese. Like, if I were just to mix that shit up,
I believe so.
would it be a creamy cheese sauce, or do you think it'd still be all runny and liquidy? I got questions now, man.
I think you'd still be able to get it if you had the right whisk
Hmm.
or a good fork or something like that. You know? I
Yeah.
think if you got the heat and everything else, the noodles are just the noodles to me. I think you'd be able to do it. I'm almost wanting to do it now just to see.
Well, if anything, yeah, if you need it a little bit thicker, just do the flour or just do the butter first and just do a dash of flour and make yourself a little roux. And then if you add the rest, then I'm sure it'll be nice and creamy.
Did you ever put hot dogs in it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's one of my favorite things, too.
My
Yeah.
God.
I didn't get a lot of that. Like, growing up, like, I'd go to friends' houses and I'd get Chef Boyardee and I'd get that kind of stuff. And my mom, bless her, she's a great mother. I fucking love her. But she liked to cook and she liked to experiment when she cooked. So, like, I can't get a fucking piece of French toast. You know, you think French toast, you think, all right, let me get a piece of white bread, eggs, and cinnamon, and just fry that shit. No, it's got to be like cranberry walnut loaf bread with some fucking cinnamon, nutmeg, oregano bullshit. And, like, sometimes it's good, but a kid growing up just wants a piece of fucking French toast sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
My girl's mom is the same way. Like, what the... I would come out and be like, nah, what's in this shit? And I found out after living with her, anytime she says, oh, this is really good. Oh, you guys should have seconds. And don't fuck with it. Give it to the dogs. Don't come out of the room. You're not feeling well. Something. Because that shit is terrible every fucking time. Anytime she's forcing herself to eat it and she's telling you it's good, it ain't good. 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, that's funny.
Sorry. It's true.
Doesn't have that track record of that bad, but again, like, when you're a little kid and it's just like, can't we just have spaghetti and meatballs like a normal fucking family? Like,
Yeah,
why has it got to be weird?
She'll add like hot sauce and she'll like put like cranberry sauce in it and like make like some weird sauce for like certain meat, trying to make like sweet meatballs and just weird stuff. If the milk is going bad,
We got to get all the milk out of here. Yeah.
I'm using it.
Yep.
Like if the date was 2 days earlier, to me, I'm not using it. I'm not using that.
Oh,
You know what
really?
I mean? No, I'm not using milk 3 days after I open the goddamn container. I don't care if it's still at the top. I'm not messing with it. I'm weird with milk.
You are, yeah, no. For anybody who doesn't know that, go back to our previous episode and see how cold he needs it to drink it. It's fucking strange. So I'm more agreeing with you. But yeah, I mean, with my wife, she'll be like, "Can you smell this?" And it's like, just put your nose to it. You'll know if it smells bad.
Yeah.
You'll know immediately.
I don't like the
because
smell
your
of
head will
milk.
retch back.
Yeah. I don't like the smell of milk anyway. Regular milk, that's good. Never mind like that fucked up cottage cheese type milk, you know, when it fucks up. But her mom will still use it and won't tell you. You know what I mean? And then you're wondering why the fucking cookies are weird and why you got diarrhea all fucking night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I don't
happening.
think Denise will go that far, but
She's put weird shit in meatballs or meatloaf the one time, bro. It like ran right through me like it was water. It just turned into water. Like, not to be gross, but just shit water.
yeah. Yeah, no, I've never, again, I'm
I'm
not
never
trying
eating
to.
this lady's food again, man. Fuck this, man. I'll bring it in the room and get. You know, man, I wish I had on video every time I brought the dinner into the bedroom and just gave it to the dogs. Here you go. Here, take that.
What about
And then
their
I'll
poor
come
little
back.
stomachs? Did it go right
Well,
through
they're
them?
dogs, man. They can handle that shit. You know what I mean?
To circle back around again, sorry. So I wouldn't say my mom was that bad with it, but I never had quote unquote just normal food growing up. And that goes different for all over the world. But I think people out there will get my point, what I mean by it. So for me, like, this was like stovetop. Like, there's no weird walnuts, cranberries. There's nothing in this stuffing other than bread. Like, I know what's in it.
Right.
You know, I made all my own stuff. I knew
Right.
what was in all of it.
Right.
And it didn't take me long because of the corona and all that. You know, my wife wasn't here. It was just me alone anyway. I wanted something quick and simple. So
and it
like,
worked. And it tasted
worked for
good.
me, and I ate the fucking shit out of it. And yeah, so I'm not going to say that will be my new Christmas tradition or Thanksgiving, excuse me, but I was happy with my choice.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah, it was definitely a different year with all this. So as we're saying that, I want to shout out. I'm sorry to steal your shout out. You can still get a shout out, but I just want to shout out all the families out there still making it work, even with the craziness. We'll all be back together soon, but just fucking stay inside. And if you got to go somewhere, wear a goddamn mask over your fucking nose. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Right.
We're back to happy Thanksgiving now. Yay.
And I want to give a shout out and dedicate this episode to my good friend Sean Hill. He's in the hospital with coronavirus. He was in ICU, but I heard he's out of ICU now and just chilling. So hope he gets better, And if you're watching, big homie, what's up?
Yeah, that's big ups, sir. Feel better.
Yeah.
We'll send good vibes your way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, other than that, man, just been falling back.
You interested? How's your Christmas season going? Like, are you instant transitioners from Turkey Day to Christmas Day?
Nah, we started a little bit earlier with the transition probably because of Corona. We got our little son there, so we said, screw it, let's get the tree up a little earlier because she ordered it and it came a little earlier, so she said, screw it, I'm going to put it up. So with that, we got a couple other things. And plus, we like to get his gifts a little bit before just rushing out in December buying all his gifts. We like to get a little, maybe in even as early as September, 1 or 2 gifts, and then October, a couple gifts, November, a couple gifts, and then usually his big present in December, So we're pretty much done.
Nice. That's what I like to hear, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Man. Yeah, we're pretty much done.
Again, I'm not a parent, but that's the fucking way I would do it.
We have to get his big present, which is we're trying to look for a car he could ride around the house in, the little motored ones. It's his time for that, So
yeah, my nephews have them. I've seen them.
Yeah, so he's ready,
I don't want to, again, rag on my parents or pull out a tiny violin, but I never had one of those, and the next door neighbor kid did. And, bro, I remember just, going to his house and be like, well, okay, because we'd play regardless.
Right.
But he'd be like, what do you want to do? And I'd be like, ride those fucking cars.
Let's
and
get
be
in.
Like, all right. Like, we did that yesterday. It's like, I know.
I had a friend. His name was Chris. I won't say his last name, but we were little kids. And, I remember how I was saying, the Toys R Us commercials, we never thought about getting any of those type of toys. That just was out. This kid had all the G.I. Joe shit and all, the Star Wars shit, all the big toys and stuff, and it was cool to go over his house. He had all that shit, you know what I mean? And to me, I was like, no, like you said, let's play with this, let's play with that. It was boring to him,
I do, because on the other side, then we were just talking about the other neighbor, and he had for sure twice, if not 3 times, as many Megazords as I did. I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. I go all throughout the Zordon era, and then one more. I was pretty into Lost Galaxy. After that, I jumped off. But every year, or every season, they'd get a Zord, or a Megazord, and then something would happen where they need to up the ante and get a new one, i.e. they need to sell more toys.
Right.
So, this is the Dino Megazord, and then for the first one, they went to the Thunder Megazord, and different shit. And just my parents didn't play that. No, I'm not going to get every single one. But his parents played that, and he had almost every single fucking one. And like you said, I'd be like, can we play with them? And he'd be like, yeah, I guess. Like you said, he was bored with it. But I'd be like, can I take them home? Can I play with them at my house? And he'd be like, no.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, okay. So you like them as long as I want them. When I don't want them, you're just like, yeah, we can, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I was never, I don't know.
What type of butter are you smoking on? The shit smells real good.
Sunday Stallion number 7.
Shit smells good, bro. Let me take a sniff of this. For all the people out there, let me sniff on this. That thing that killed John Wayne.
Yeah, it's so good, right?
But yeah, so.
It looks like a little Christmas tree. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it smells really good, man.
It is.
It does. It smells really good.
Final thing in this. Did you already do your lights? Are you light people?
We are. We just talked about doing the porch last night because we want to make it fun for him. But right now we were doing the inside, so she started doing the inside.
Nice.
and stuff like that. So I got to put a star on the top of the tree. The one we have is just a little top heavy for this tree. Or I have to cut part of the tree, and I don't really want to mess with it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
My good lady wife was so good to me. Did you see the star on top of my tree or my tree topper?
in a picture.
Yeah,
I
it's got
saw
the Red
it's
Ranger helmet up there.
badass,
Speaking
yeah.
of fucking Power Rangers,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
The other one I was gonna go for, and like I wish that I liked games more, because I thought
Okay.
this one was cool. They have one like Super Mario,
Okay, that's
so
cool
it's the
too.
star with the two little eyes on it. I was like, that's kind of cool, but people would be like, "Oh, you like Mario?" And I'd be like, "No, not really. Just I think it's nerdy and it's cool."
See, Donkey Kong's my favorite game, so that has like the Mario character running around. I think it's still
That's
the
how we
Mario.
got introduced, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be real cool.
So we'll talk more about Christmas coming up. We'll definitely have a Christmas episode coming up. But with that, we're going to close the door on the bros section and open up into some superheroes. See the way I said that? That's for editor Nick to make sure the music dropped in nicely.
So
So
the
we
little
watched
things.
an animated movie. We went back to animation, a pretty recent movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is the first time actually we kept it from the audience, so they didn't know what we watched until right this very second.
Right.
Just came out, really, 2018. It's another kind of longer one. This one just about hits the 2 hours, starring Shameik Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld, Mahershala Ali. God, he has such a hard name. I don't think that's how you say it. Mahershala Ali.
You know, I never know the
He
names
just
of the
won an
actors.
Academy Award and everything. Like, he's a brilliant actor. If I'm not mistaken, shit, and I don't want to be wrong, especially on this fucking show, he might be Blade soon. Like, it's going to be some
heard you.
badass shit if it is
Yeah.
him. Like, he was just in that Green Book. I don't know. I'm just getting so off topic. He's in it. We got a bunch of people in it. It's one of my favorite comic book movies because I've always enjoyed a multiverse. What did you think of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Do you want my rating first?
Yeah, let's start there then.
I'm going to keep it dead real like I always do, people. It probably would have got an 8.5, which is really high for me to give out, right? But I'm going to give it an 8 because there was one too many extra characters that didn't need to be there. The little black man, the little black kid Spider-Man, he was cool. Marvin or whatever his name is. Miles, right? Okay, he was cool.
Well, yeah, I
Right?
would say if anything, it's his story.
The regular Spider-Man, he's cool, and even the lady Spider-Man, Spider-Woman,
Spider-Gwen.
is that her name? Spider-Gwen.
Her name's
Okay.
Gwen Stacy.
So those three were cool, but that little fucking pig, he gotta go, bro. That shit, and then that fucking Man in Black type fucking
Spider Noir.
Yeah. He gotta go.
So that scene when they went into the spider cave, if you will,
And
and they introduced those three new
yeah,
characters,
and
that's when
that
you were like,
fucking
fuck
little
this.
and that little girl with that little fucking crab machine thing walking around. I thought that was fucked up too. I was like, this don't need to be in here. Like, this movie has fucking dope music in it. You know what I mean? And it's pretty cool outside of these fucking characters right here. That little pig gotta go, bro.
See, and that's so funny because he's voiced by John Mulaney, and we just started going through most of his stand-up, and he's not my favorite overall, but like right now, as of today, like the 4 that he did on there that we watched are fucking hysterical. So we meet him, and he's like, "Hi, my hands are wet because I just washed them." I don't know. It tickled my funny bone, but I
gonna have to check it
understand
out.
why. Like, he's a real character. It's not just for this movie. Like, that fucking comic book exists. Spider-Ham is a real character in its own comic book.
Okay. He's still
Stupid.
I don't know. You liked him though, huh?
I thought it was just the right amount of stupid. But I could see why that scene, they already loaded you with so many characters. They already loaded you with so much story.
Yeah.
And now here's just 3 more wacky characters, 3 more introductions. But again, since it was me and I liked the multiverse, I could have taken 6 or 7 more. So they teased at 1.2, there's a future Spider-Man that's going to be maybe in the next one. They teased another one, but I can't remember. So to add more characters to this, I think would be cool. But since Spider Noir is voiced by Nick Cage, like, we're fine never seeing him again. I'm okay with that.
What year was it made?
It was made in 2018, so it's just a
Okay.
few years old at this
Right.
point. It won Best Animated Picture that year. So, like, if you saw it, it must have taken forever. Because I think some of the animation is so crisp in its fuzziness. So that might not make sense, but like when you read comics, like when they were still printed on the pulps,
Right.
you know, like that shitty stuff when they used to go over it, every now and then it would just leave a phantom whoosh to it. A weird print that you'd only really see on the pulps in this weird ink, and every now and then the frames in the movie do it. And it's got to be on purpose, you know, whereas what I'm talking about is a weird printing mistake they paid that homage to. They paid the homage to, at the very beginning, slapping the Comics Code Authority onto it. I don't know. For me, these guys must really love comic books because it is a really good comic book movie with comic book characters. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I like how they had the little comic little parts that you're talking about, like those little parts. It just looked like a real comic book, like on the screen. You know what I mean?
And when
That
he's
was
getting
cool.
his powers and like all the words are following him and he's like,
Yeah.
can they hear me? I can hear me talking, or I can hear me thinking and shit like that. I loved it.
Yeah. What do you rate it?
Oh, 9.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do think 2 hours, it gets a little lengthy. For me, what gets it so high up there, too, is the villain, Kingpin. Liev Schreiber did his
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
like him.
good. It was just so good and so real of like, why are you trying to tear apart the city? Because I'll tear this city in fucking half to get my wife and son back. I understand that.
Yeah, he's a
I
good
get
actor,
that.
too.
I have a wife, don't have a kid, but I would rip the country in half if it meant getting back to them. So, you know, whereas some assholes are just like money, land, greed, power.
Yeah.
A movie's definitely only as good as his villain. And when you could sit there going like, dude,
True. You're right.
you know, my life would get fucked up, but I understand at least. You know, same thing for Killmonger and Black Panther. Have we done that yet? I don't think we have.
I don't think so.
All right.
We did.
I'm going to
no,
shut up then.
No,
I
we
don't
didn't.
want to spoil. But I kind of did in the sense of, in my opinion, it's a great villain. And at the end of the day, where it's like, dude, you're going to kill a lot of people, and I don't want to see that happen, but your plan would be good if it didn't involve mass murder. Like,
Right.
so.
A 9.
My 9. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for the next one. I can't. Because the thing, too, that I think bumps it up and doesn't play as well into your hand is, like, this is the first Spider-Man movie you're seeing. Where I've seen 5 before that. 6, I don't remember if... I think Homecoming came out before this. So maybe 6. But they have so many different nods. And so at the beginning, do you remember where he was walking around? He's like, I'm an action figure. I'm a thing. And at one time I did this. And he's dancing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we don't like to talk about that. That's a
Right.
reference to Spider-Man 3, which is Sam Raimi's
okay.
third installment of his, where when Peter gets the black symbiote on him, it fucks with his mind and he thinks he's really cool. And I have to watch it as an adult because I haven't seen it in so long, but like he thinks he's cool and he's walking down the street and like, and then at one point he walks into a building and gets a new outfit and comes out and literally like this, and it's what the fuck is going on?
He's dry humping the air, people.
It's cringy. Yeah, no, if they're fans, they know what the fuck I'm talking about because it's the day that Tobey Maguire stopped being Spider-Man. So we're going to have to take a little break right now. My dog is in love with you, man. She looks at you like you're the whole world. And she's not that bold. She has gotten much bolder since she's been here, but like she is demanding your attention right now.
Yes, she is.
It's not even asking. It's like, you will pet me right now.
And once again, it's a pit bull, so I don't want any problems. So I'm gonna give her love. I'm gonna give her a lot of love.
So the one thing that we're kind of missing over here is that Spider-Man in our world is dead, and that's why Miles takes over. And we get Peter B. Parker, and you know that's who teaches him. But eventually, when everybody goes back to their universe, in this universe, he is now the Spider-Man because Spider-Man died. Did you see that shit coming? Like opening up, killing Spider-Man?
No, not at all. But you know, with all these characters,
There was more than enough to replace them.
yeah.
But I thought that was just...
The girl was cool.
Oh, Spider-Gwen? I love
Yeah,
her
I
design.
didn't mind her. She was nice.
Oh, she
you
really
know?
is. And I like, too, so if you don't know her backstory, in her universe, Peter dies. Peter becomes the Lizard, who's a character, Dr. Kurt Connors in our universe, if you will, but she couldn't save him, and that's why she does it. That's her, with great power comes great responsibility moment. And it's like, that's cool. I get that reference.
Okay.
And again,
Yeah.
her name is Gwen Stacy, so I don't think her superpowered name is really that great because she's called Spider-Gwen. People might be able to figure that shit out soon, but yeah, overall, great design. I love it.
So that at a 9 is one of your favorite
Ever. It's one of my favorite superhero movies ever.
Ever.
One of the...
Ever.
It is the greatest thing Sony has done with the character since they've gotten him. Right under that is Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. That one's fucking crazy. And I like in this one, too, Doc Ock's a woman.
True.
Like her tentacles and how they worked with, like, it looked like fluid and pressure rather than, like, mechanical... Like, she was badass. I thought everything was.
Cool.
I watched this, and it's like watching a moving fucking comic book. It's like, this is, yes. It's more than a comic book-based movie. It is a comic book movie. So, a 9 for me for sure on this. I can't wait till they give it a sequel.
Well, the 8 for me is like, that's really good.
Yeah. So right now, too, you asked, like, who's the Black Spider-Man? I just saw something. Like, Miles Morales right now is getting his own video game that's blowing up the internet. Because the PlayStation 5, are they on 5?
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 just came out, and, like, that's one of their exclusive titles. And I've watched some of the gameplay, and I remember when Spider-Man 2 came out, and that was the first one, I think I was telling you, where, like, you can walk down Broad Street in New York City and then climb on the Empire State Building from the bottom and climb all the way up. Like, it's a free roaming thing, and it doesn't even make you play the game if you don't want to. If all you want to do is just find, I think they were like blue exclamation points and like stop muggers and just live every day as Spider-Man, you could without having to go through like. So if it's anything like that, I just want 15 minutes just to
want to check it out.
Swing through the city and just be like, wow, because it's got to look better. The Spider-Man movie I'm talking about, it's got to be so old, but like that's all I'd want to do. I'm not big into gaming like that.
Right.
But it's breaking the internet because it looks so good. I think people just like the character. He's a cool character.
I gotta check it out. I'm not big into like video games with like superheroes, but like the one I was telling you, just the one where it's pretty much not a superhero game. It's just a fighting game.
Beat 'em up if you will.
Yeah,
So with that, I think we're gonna just go through the bullet points just one more time. Did you like the hero? Did you like Miles Morales? Because like we talked about, there's like 7 or 8 heroes in there. How do you feel about Miles Morales? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
It was a little shaky at first, but he picked it up and learned how to use his webs and all that shit. He was cool.
Did you like the story? Did you think that this was a believable plot?
I did until the weird characters. They ruined it. They took away that 9 or that 8.5, strong 8.5, But other than that, it was cool. I just think they didn't need those characters in it,
That was a little overkill for you. Because we already killed a Spider-Man, got a B universe Spider-Man to come in and train Miles, and then there was Spider-Gwen. So we had 4 Spider people bouncing already in the first half of the movie, and then in the second half they were like, here's 3 fucking more.
Right.
I feel you. How'd you like the look? Did it look good to you?
You mean like the look of everything going on? Yeah, just some of that nuclear type shit going on was a little too much too,
It was crazy, yeah. I think we've brought up the term Kirby Crackle before, but if you didn't know what Kirby Crackle was, go watch the scene that he's talking about when everything's melting and going crazy and all those little dots and pops. It does. It gets pretty crazy. But he's ripping the universe into 2s and 3s at a time. So that's just my opinion, too. So we got the hero, we got the story, we got the actress, we got the look, we got the episode, man. I had a bunch of fun. Hopefully everybody out there had a good amount of fun, too. Episode 14, man. You can now listen to us from beginning to end for 2 weeks straight. Crazy. We will be back next week for episode 15.
And everybody be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
And wear a mask. If not for yourself, do it for others. Do it for your gram, your mom, your girlfriend, your husband, whoever, your kids. When you go in the store, wear a mask.
Just like a superhero. Just wear the fucking mask, okay?
You are a superhero.
With that, I've been Nick James.
And Big Body Biggz, the Can of Pimp.
We are Buds, Bros, and Superheroes, and we are out of here.
Rah.